Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy M.C.D, Mike Kendrick, the Wild Prodigy. I'm on 24/7 live culture with my man Adonis. Tap in. They know what they're looking for. They're looking for the hottest, the biggest. Don't get no bigger than here.
Go big or go home. You know who getting the ball, man. Living my life at one moment at a time. Can't believe greatness just coming from rhymes. Damn, I can shine, damn, I can shine. Not just the mic, but my chains are so bright. My watch is just diamonds galore. M.C.D teamed up with gems, so guys made me the head of the board. CEO status just coming to homes. The nine is my throne, my baby, my soul. Messing with niggas who brains are just poor. That move I'll never invest in, no. Coming from hospitals, illness was critical. Surgeries making me feel like experiments. Objects I never felt whole. Thankfully, mama just made me feel warm. Tony just blessed me with knowledge on roads. Now I'm driving in Benzes.
What's good people? I'm Adonis Armstrong, back with another episode of Who's Hot exclusive, and I'm joined with New York's own Mike Kendrick. What's happening, Mike?
What's up, everybody? I'm very happy to be here. I appreciate you, Adonis, for this opportunity, and everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love.
Appreciate you for hopping on with us, giving some of your time. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself before we hop into the questions? Anything?
Oh no, of course. So I've been doing music now for about 6 years now. From Yonkers, New York, the city of legends, the Lost Borough.
Okay.
Shout out to DMX, obviously. Some of my heroes, The Locks, Mary J. Blige, Swiss Beats, just to name a few. I am a label owner. I have a distribution deal with Equity Distribution under Rock Nation. I manage over 8 artists in the country, and I was previously a rep for Kazi Magazine. So I dip and dabble in a few things.
Okay. Since we'll just jump right into the record label. What's the record label name so that people can search for it?
The record label name is Y.O.TheLabel, so it's Y.O.TheLabel. I started it back in 2019, like on the cusp before COVID started. Mm-hmm. And at its peak, we were 20 artists strong in over 15 states. Many of them aren't there in the label anymore because either, my whole thing was to build a crew like Rockefeller or like how Death Row and Bad Boy were. I wanted to bring a bunch of artists together for one common goal. And also to be a mentor that I never had. I always did music. I had to figure out everything on my own. I had no structure or nothing because I was really mainly a ball player. But I'm happy that I got to change a lot of people's lives or help influence and still help to influence the ones that still are around. And we're making a big push, slowly but surely. Everybody's touring, everybody's releasing, like we're getting back in the groove.
Okay. So you say you're touring. Any new tour spots that you about to hit pretty soon? Any tour dates?
So for my last show of the year, we are going to do at the HQ Lounge in Brooklyn with my man Gay P from On The Radar. It's a special guest. This is our last show for the year. Unless certain things change, I'm not going to talk too much about that. If it happens, it happens. If not, it's all right. It's all good. But I'm mostly focused on getting my EP out in November. I got another single dropping on Halloween and getting ready for a big tour season in 2024 for sure.
Okay. Speaking on the EP, can you have a little nuggets for us? Do you know the name of it?
Yeah. So it's called Dream, Grind, Achieve, Manifest. That's the name of it. It consists mostly of like the Jersey club sound. I grew up like listening to EDM music. I love like dancing. I love going to the club. I love the energy. But I put my own twist to it to where it's like I'm really rapping, like putting my New York flow on it, giving you storytelling, but also giving you a groove that you could dance to while I'm telling you something that might hit your soul, or it's like it'll just make you think of something back to one day, or about a certain shorty that you was with, and you're like, dang, I kind of miss her. I was kind of messing with her, or like whatever, So it's a vibe that has chapters about just manifesting what you want to be in life. It all starts with a dream. Then you got to grind hard for your dream. After you grind hard, the spoils will come. And it's all because you manifested everything. You kept speaking into the world.
I will say, listening to your music, it do have like a club vibe sound, but like you said, you spitting over the tracks, like in a New York dialect, motivational.
Mhm.
Come up, like Rise and Grind. That was a song that I like. Also,
Appreciate it. Shout out to Sig. That was my first big feature. Shout out to Sig the Trig.
oh yeah, that was a nice song. I think let's see, Drop Top was fire too, and Separated. Separated was fire too. I was like, okay, nah, he really spitting. I had to
Yeah.
go do my research before I got on. But backspace a little bit. You did say you play ball. You play football, I assume.
I played basketball. I played football. I played ball. Yeah, I got on the ball late though. That's the bad thing. Football was everything for me growing up as a kid. Going into high school, I played 6 years from middle school to high school. Started all my time playing football, but my real love is basketball. Like I really got a love for it. In the 7th grade, and that was what my big passion was. I wanted to go to college, play in the NBA. Like that was my big thing. And it's like I got a couple offers from schools while I was in high school. I even got a chance to try for the G League, but at a tournament I hurt myself, so it didn't really work out. But the ironic thing is, one day I was in my room with my boy, with my ex-mans and my brother, and they was like, yo, you used to do music, why don't you just like fool around a little bit? We was just freestyling, and they was like, yo, why don't you just get back into the music? And Lord and behold, here we are today.
I mean, appreciate the bros for steering you in a right path that you fit in, because like you're a dope artist. But
appreciate it. Yeah.
Who has been your biggest influence in helping you along your journey, and who are some of your favorite musicians?
Oh, my biggest influence. I would have to say my siblings. Being the oldest sibling, that gives me a lot of motivation, a lot of desire to do good and influence. I've had an uncanny knack of being a leader without really seeing it. Like it just happens. Like people gravitate towards me. And they're my biggest motivation because I want to make sure they're good in the future. And obviously my mom and my pops, of course. As far as my musical mentors, first I definitely got to say Fred the Godson. That was really the first person in the game that I really respected, that really like opened my eyes and told me like, nah, you got it. Like I remember going to ask for a feature, like he had his email, his manager sent his number right away. I texted the phone, he called me, and he's like, yo, like, how old are you? This is like, I was 20 at the time, and he's like, you talking like this and you 20 and you're not doing this drill? I'm like, nah, that's not me. I'm straight New York. I grew up under Nas, Jay-Z, DMX, Biggie, and also R&B, Mary J. Blige, Alicia Keys, Deanna Lewis. Like that was where I was growing up on. So Fred the Godson is definitely one. Shout out to Fred. Obviously Jay-Z, Biggie, Davies, my favorite artist. Growing up, Davies for sure. Got to work with him. Was very excited about that. And then of course my favorite artist of all time, Nas. Like those are my music. And then DMX, of course. Shout out to the X, hometown hero.
Okay. Speaking of some of the, favorite musicians, is it any of them or any other artists that you would like to collab with in the future?
Definitely would like to collab with Karol G. I'm Spanish, so the Spanish, I definitely want to tap into that. Yeah. Fat Joe. I've been getting a lot of big pun comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
So
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad because
it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But I appreciate it. Definitely would like to work with Fat Joe, with Terror Squad. Who else? Obviously Nas, of course. J. Cole. I mean, who wouldn't like a feature from Drake?
Yeah, Drake.
But a big one for me, for sure, would be like Mary J. Blige, Alicia Keys, Janae Aiko, Bino and Blast. Like those are my like big influences right now, especially Bino and Blast. Like I love the whole LA sound and groove that they have. It fits my vision for music. It's like a mixture of like Rick Ross with his like, you know, talking about manifesting, like, you know, being the biggest boss, and party music all in one. Like that's my formula right there, listening to those two entities right there. So yeah, definitely those are my artists I would pick to work with.
Okay. So how do you generate new ideas for your music?
Sometimes I just live life. I just, you know, I go, if I have writer's block, I could go like 2 months. Just, you know, I just do different experiences, whether it's going to doing different things or being in the house with my family, or like planning trips, or even conversations, or even like I'm a documentary head. So like I could watch like a documentary and like, oh, maybe that would be something that'll help my process for generating new ideas. And then the big thing for me is just listening to beats every day. I listen to beats every day. At least 100 beats a day I listen to. And when I get that right one that just touches my brain, I don't know what is that little tingle, then I'm like, all right, we get into the writing process.
Do you create your own beats, or you have like a studio producer that helps you out?
I do not create my own beats. I tried it. I respect everybody that do it because it's so hard. I tried it. It's not my lane. But I have various producers that I work with. Some are from overseas, some are from here. Like I'll name a few. Shout out to my man Cam on the track. Shout out my man Chase a Million, T2. Was it Carde Prince? He was the one that produced Rise and Grind. He was a good homie of mine. Shout out Dizzy Banco. That's coming soon. Little EP from Dizzy's Beats. So that's gonna be good. And yeah, that's just to name a few for sure. Like the studios I go to are like Quad, Plug Studios is really my home. I've been going there since 2018. Goat Studios in Brooklyn. And yeah, like those are my mainstays. My mainstay in Yonkers was Impact Studios, but they closed down. So I don't really have a set studio in Yonkers right now.
Okay. I see you like released a couple singles with the past, especially. What do you feel is your best song / project ever released, and why?
For best one, too. I guess I would say Fly Talk. That was the one that opened everything up. That was the one where, because I used to write poetry. I still write poetry. I'm a very lovey-dovey kind of guy. That's my lane, you know. Women, you gotta talk to the ladies sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta love the ladies.
Gotta love the ladies, man. I learned from the best. Diddy, you know, you gotta love the ladies, man. Gotta love the ladies. But I would say Fly Talk because that was the first time I really grew into who I am now is Mike Can Dream, like it's M.C.D, Mike Can Dream. Because I was always in crews and I would take a backseat even though I would be working the hardest. So I know I have some of the hardest songs, but you know, I wasn't the trend with people listen to XXS or like the crews I was with. And that song just signified like, nah, I'm not taking second place no more. I know who I am. I know I'm doing what I gotta do for my city and for the whole state of New York. So to write that song, the funny thing is that song was written in 10 minutes and the first whole verse is a freestyle. Like it just flowed out my head. Like it just came out. That's how it was supposed to come out.
It's in Super Saiyan mode.
Yeah, like for real. And then also too, like Nipsey, the intro to with Nipsey Hussle, you know, like shout out to Nip. Like I work with his DJ VIP, and they're like very influential. Like Nip's view on the world and how he wanted to help his community, that really got me in tune with him. I'm not gonna be someone to say I listened to his music right away. I became a fan of the music because of his acumen to wanting to help his people, and that's what I want to do. So I would definitely say Fly Talk. That was the one that got me on Power 105. That got me all the shows. That was like the song that was like talked about the most and helped me get my distribution deal. So it'd be that one.
Oh yeah. And to reiterate on Nip, you know, RIP. Yeah, Nip out here in Los Angeles. Losing him was a tragic day. It was like we felt the air. You know what I'm saying? Me, originally from Mississippi, I wasn't on Nip as heavy before I moved out here. When I moved here, that's when I got on him because like you said, I saw how he was doing in the community, empowering people, etc. Motivational music. I like motivational music because it helps me tap into a zone so I can be creative as too. That's why I feel the same way. It's just more vibes, more vibrant than West Coast dialect. But I can see the two. That would have been like a dope collab as well. You and Nip.
It's funny because it's like the crazy thing is that I hit his Instagram and that was one of the first people too that like he messaged back and he was like, "Yo, send me something," but it never materialized after that. So
I mean,
you never know. But again, that is just for the sake that he answered my message. Like I'm like, yo, like how many people can say that? Like Fred the Godson, he didn't have to call me, but he called me, and we used to talk. Like that was my mentor.
Yeah,
Fred the Godson. And then like Nip, like I was trying to build that. DMX, same thing. Like to be recognized by your peers and your greats, like that's everything.
and I think some people don't understand like the underground artists are really talented as well as some of the mainstream artists as well. It's just the mainstream just have a factory behind them pushing their content out. But I think the real creatives are the underground musicians.
Exactly. And it's like Adonis, to piggyback off of that real quick, it's like I feel like the underground are just as big coming out as the factory artists because you know what? For me, I took it as the standpoint as a real businessman, like how Jay-Z became. So like I tell all my artists, I'm like, yo, the number one thing in this game is money. If you are willing to put down the bread for the quality things that you want, because they are there, they just cost money, then you will get them. All it takes is 1 year to really invest in yourself and just be like, yo, all right, fine. I'm gonna save bread for this and I'm gonna do that.
And I think some people, they don't want to invest in themselves because they want other people to invest in themselves. But
or they're afraid that it's a waste. And I'm like, it's not a waste if it's something that you believe in wholeheartedly. You got to believe it before everybody else.
Facts.
That's how I feel.
No one else will believe it.
Exactly.
Speaking on that, do you believe there is a formula to being a successful artist?
I do. I have my own way of thinking. I feel like one is to endlessly dream for the highest of heights. But then you got to coordinate a plan. You got to really do your research. Really look back on your history of hip hop, because I feel like that's really needed. What is some of the things that the greats did that helped them get where they are? Jay-Z, for example, he was looking for distribution. He didn't want to just sign his soul and his man. Boom. I took that in my own little way. I got my distribution deal. I own all my masters. Let's say. Diddy started out as an A&R, built his own company up. I haven't A&R before, but with the booking agencies I've booked many artists with them. Boom. And I decided to start my own label. I feel you have to dream, study and research, hypothesize, and then manifest, quote unquote, and then you just got to go to work, like just 10, 20 toes down to the mud, go for what you want. And I tell people, I'm like, you really just go, even if you eat dirt, get back up and go. Even if you eat dirt 20 times, that 21st time, you're going to come out looking clean and coveted because you did what you had to do. You paid your due. and you built your resume up. That's another thing a lot of artists need to understand. Build your resume up by yourself. A Boogie, Hybrids label built their resume up before the labels all started coming in. Me, I did openings. I did a lot of shows, big festivals, try to work with all these artists and everything, being in the building with certain faces. That's another thing too. You got to know, you got to be outside. And I'm not talking about you got to go to the club. You have to be outside. That's what every industry person has told me. You have to be outside. You have to, these people have to see your face constantly and remember you. How they going to help? How they going to want to help you if they don't remember you?
It is true. It is true.
And that's what I learned. Like, to have relationships like with DJ Drewski after working with him for years. Gay P from On the Radar recently, just doing shows that he was at. I was like, yo, I'm not going to be denied. I'm going to meet this. And we have a good relationship. Dizzy Banko, one of my favorite producers and everything, to finally work with him and everything like that. Davies, another example. Yeah, you just got to really just stand firm, research, see what was working for people, and then put it into you, or put your twist on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, for example, too, like, I'm very big into jerseys. That was a big thing in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Because of that, Mitchell and Ness had me as one of their models on their page, or like Fabulous clothing line, Blood Sticker. They put me on their page and had me promote them. You know, you got to you got to just hit so many avenues. Now, you really have to think like a businessman. It's not just the music, and unless you have a solid team. Mm-hmm. Me, I've never had a manager because I don't trust people. I feel like I'm gonna get it on my own. My team is the people that already have solidified themselves, and I know those people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but me, I've worked on my stuff myself, and 6 years later, it did what it was supposed to do for now. Now we on the next step.
Yeah, I feel people think, especially as an artist or even in the entertainment business, they think success is just top Billboard 100. But trust me, it's a lot of underground artists making good money, like a good quality of living, but they just not as known as a Drake, as a J. Cole, but they definitely putting in the work in the side, because as an entertainment industry, you are your business, different avenues. Speaking of success, what are some sacrifices that you had to make your dream a reality?
Sacrificing family time is a big one. It could scar you for sure. Moving past relationships with people that you really love, but you know, if you're in a standstill with them and your dream is right, it's like we say in ball, I'll give up my girl, my chain, my car before I give up that ball. The same thing with music, man. It's everything for me. It's everything. The sacrifices were steep, but I feel like they've given a lot of good. Just like I had to sacrifice some things to do good in college, to be someone that has an associates in sports journalism and then a bachelor's in early childhood education. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, those are the main sacrifices, I would say. Being a good friend sometimes, because you know you're working.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Speaking on, you know, the bachelor's, childhood education, did you want to teach?
I am actually a pre-K teacher now.
Okay. See, a lot of people don't understand different grinds, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure.
Listen,
you
need your day job to help fund your night job till it becomes a whole thing. And you know what? The funny thing is, both jobs feed me well, but I like doing what I do. I got my college job and my dream job. Not many people can say that. And I've always been good with kids. I've always loved kids. I don't know what it is. I love kids. And I've just loved to teach. I love to be an inspiration for people and motivate them. So it just went hand in hand. I never thought I would become a teacher, but life changes as from when you were young.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I wanted to be a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? Now
I wanted to be a WWE wrestler.
Hey, hey, The Rock, he was cold back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Come on now, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Come on now.
All right. Just to piggyback off like music, what aspect of music making process excites you the most, and what aspects discourage you the most?
I think the part that excites me the most is when you have the idea, like you have the perfect beat and you're writing the ideas initially. Like going through the process of elimination, making sure you get the perfect verse or the perfect ad lib or the perfect hook or even the perfect start. People don't know. It's like if you have a certain way of starting the song, that could hit people right then and there. Like Michael Jackson's "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" when he did his iconic yell.
Yeah,
that's the phrase that pays right there. That's all you needed right there. That's all you needed right there. You know, the part that scares me, I would say, is I wouldn't say there's a part that scares me. I'm very fearless with my ideas and my vision. You know, I guess if I have to say one, a part that scares me is,
but not really scares you, but just discourages. Like you discourage the most.
I guess it doesn't bother me now, but I in the beginning was my voice. I didn't like my voice, so that's why I think too I didn't really get into music till like. It took me a while to really like find my voice, because also too, I never rap. I always did poetry, but I never rapped and sang. I thought I was a singer. I love Chris Brown and all the cats. Michael Jackson. I thought I could sing. I can't sing for my life, but I found my lane where, you know, I have melody. Like my mother sings. She loves to sing, and she has a beautiful voice. She never really did nothing with music, but she always could sing. And like with me, I always learned. I was in the choir as well as the band, so I learned melody and tempo and how to really hone my voice.
I think that's a entertainer special right there. A lot of people hate their voice because you're so critical on yourself. You're like, I sound like this, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't know why I sound screechy. I was like, why do I sound like just basic? Like, I don't like that was definitely me in the beginning for sure. But you know, again, just keep at it. You know, you keep at it, practice, and it'll come.
Where do you see yourself and your music in 10 years?
See myself as one of the biggest business minds in the game, for sure. I see a couple plaques, you know. Again, if I become like Jay-Z, great. But in my eyes, I already made it. I did everything everybody said I couldn't, so I already made it, technically. Okay. I would love to have my artists be revered as top-notch artists and entertainers, be known as a great manager, for sure. And also open up my own school. I want to open up my own school for the arts. I really feel like that's important. I feel like today, like, especially in Yonkers, there's no place that kids could go. Like even sports are really diminished now. Like when I was in school, we had the band, we had art club, we had chess, we had this and the third. There's nothing like that really now. And I want to bring that back, not just to the public school system, but I want to bring my own school. Where it's like, of course there's, you know, math, science and everything, but there's like sports program is very keen on building the future of young men and women. The creative minds in arts and music, you know, have like a big talent show at the end and bring all my connects, and we just make one big talent show. Everybody gets a free ride to Juilliard or a top music school, you know, and there's different things like that. But that's where I see myself in 10 years.
No, that's dope. Giving back to the community. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
It's the ultimate thing.
Sir, yes, sir. Also, because I know you just released a new single, You My High.
Yes.
Visuals coming out for that pretty soon, or anything?
We're gonna be shooting the visuals pretty soon. I like to announce now my newest single, Bad and Rude, with my artist Just Chris, is dropping on Halloween. Shout out my girl Bree. She's the cover girl of the cover art. I'm very excited for that. We're gonna be going to Miami in December. Gonna be shooting Cruising in the Air. We're gonna be shooting You My High as a 3-song movie put together about my time in Miami and just the life of a music artist in Miami. You know, with with love interests or interests, and that's all I'm gonna say for now. But it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna have my project release party in November. That's gonna be very big. That's what I'm really focused on. And then we're gonna get ready for touring next year with like South by Southwest, Loud Fest next November, BET Awards, Toronto, Rolling Loud. Yeah, we're gonna be busy.
Okay. I know you touched based on this earlier, but what advice would you give any other up and coming artists looking to break in the music industry?
Never stop, never settle. Your idea is the label's biggest fear. Your confidence is the label's biggest fear. Because if you have confidence itself, you know you could do anything that they could do, but you could do it on your own. And that right there gives you power in the room to make sure you get everything that you deserve.
Hey, that was wise words right there. I think that's why a lot of people fear Deion Sanders as a coach, because he's confident.
Love primetime.
He's gonna walk and say he's confident. What'd he say? They hate people who are confident that look like me.
They feel threatened. That's okay though. We here.
Yeah, we not trying to take over. We just know what we can do. You feel me? But is there anything else like you would want to tell the people to know about you, about your music, anything?
You can stream my music all platforms, of course. We have a lot going. We have a lot coming. That's for sure. I will say. We're planning on doing a couple toy drives, give back to the schools in November and December. Turkey drives coming up. The music I will be dropping at the end of this year and next year will be some of the best music I ever made in my life. I put my body into this music that's coming out, and I know y'all gonna love it. And just be on the lookout. If you really Google me, you see I'm outside. And to any artists that just need advice or feel like they need steps in the right direction, I'm here. As much as I'm an artist, I'm a manager too, and I like giving free game. My power, I need to share my power. I don't need to keep it all for myself.
Okay, can you just name all your socials so people can follow you and things like that?
Y'all can follow me on IG at TheOfficial M.C.D 25 TheOfficial M.C.D 25. TikTok is Mike Can Dream 25. YouTube M.C.D Mike Can Dream. And those are for the socials. What else? That's where you guys can find me at. Be on the lookout. We're gonna be doing a little media run soon in New York, coming up too as well. And New York Fashion Week is coming up. You might see me on the runway. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
to dip and dabble.
He booked and busy. You just got to catch him outside working though. Outside working. If you don't see me on a billboard, you hear my name in a conversation. That's what I like to say. Hey, look, he coming up with it. That's our time for today. You know what I'm saying? For the Who's Hot exclusive. I'm Adonis. I was here with Mike Can Dream, a dope artist out of New York. Be on the lookout for him. He's coming. You know what I'm saying? He's coming. And we out. I'm just a fly, baby. I'm just a fly, baby. Yeah. Damn, I can shine. Woo. Life is a prize, but also a lie. She's on what drives, but make us just jealous. People who make it big never supported. Their anger, they hoard it. I'm tired of caring for one's not heroic. Wild's my king that I'm trying to soul. Last time we made it past kings was just wolves. My mother was friends with them, go to endure. Signed with bad boy, the locks with our lows. Now it's time for the change. I'm making the claim that M.C.D talent is right for the rain. I went from a scrub to being the guy.